We're here. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are locked on. What's up, everybody? It is your girl, Nadz, and we are back on The Zone Season 5, Episode 1 premiere. I can't believe we're here at Season 5. Like, the amount of people we've already interviewed for The Zone has been amazing. Of course, if you want a recap of that, make sure you hit up Planet Soca, whether that's on YouTube or Facebook or Twitch. Just search Planet Soca. I would say go to YouTube because all the videos are there. You can recap every interview we've had thus far. Some great guests, whether they're DJs, RTs, producers, engineers. We've had it. So thank you so much for getting us here for Season 5. Like I said, it is your girl, Nadz. And if you are interested in becoming a sponsor for The Zone, of course, you can hit us up via email, info@socamatters.com. We will get back to you and let you know how you can do that. Of course, Season 5 is powered by our sponsors, DJ Simply Smooth, Mavert Customs, RiddimStream, Mr. Roots of Wiz Records, and this season, someone new, Scratch Master. I want to big him up. He was one of my last interviews last season in Season 4. If you want to check that out, make sure you go to YouTube and search Planet Soca. So I'm going to get right into it. We have a great guest today to start off Season 5. This is somebody who has offices in both Trinidad and LA. He's worked with artists around the globe. Like, I can't even name all the artists, but we're talking about countries in Trinidad, Jamaica, New York, Los Angeles. He's had his hands in multiple genres. And when I talk to him, you will know he's done calypso, chutney soca, reggae, R&B, you name it. He's worked with everybody. He is a force to be reckoned with, carrying the title of founding member and CEO. I'm talking about the head producer and engineer of Precision Productions. Of course, please welcome to The Zone Season 5, Mr. Kasey Phillips. Boo, 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 boo. We are here. I'm still lacking sound effects. How are you? Thank you for joining us.
If I knew that, I would have brought my sound effects if I knew you needed sound effects.
I do. I think I may have to hit you up after, because every season and every interview that I start, I do my boo 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 myself, and it's not working. I gotta get the sound effects. So how are you? Where are you in the world right now? Tell us.
I am in Los Angeles right now. I'm good. It's 11 a.m. here. I know it's 2 p.m. by you, but yeah,
Yes.
I had to wake up early to make sure I was here on time.
Thank you. I blame the Planet Soca team. Check with the people and find out where they are. So thank you. Thank you for waking up early. Before we get into everything, I want to ask, how are you? How's your family doing? And of course, your little son, because I seen him on Instagram. So cute.
Everybody's good. Everybody's good. All of my main family is in Trinidad right now.
Right.
With the exception of some here and there. My son is home. Everybody's good. Just waiting on the borders to be open so I could actually go home. But everything is good.
Have you been stationed in LA the whole time during the pandemic?
I was home for I think a month or two earlier this year.
Right.
With the whole quarantine and all of that. So I'm just waiting on the borders to open, because that quarantine process.
Trust me, it's crazy. I mean, no, I can imagine. And here in Toronto, it's been a little crazy because we've been on lockdown for so long. Even when people were opening up, only now, as of yesterday, we call it a stage 3, where you can now go eat in the restaurant.
Y'all now get into there?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Problems in Toronto, problems. So we're just now.
That's good. That's good though, because that means they're taking extra precautions. So that's
good. They have been. So slowly but surely wins this race. And I want to say, for anybody locked on, if you're locked on Facebook, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch, I will see the live comments. So if you have questions for this man, let me know. If you want any big ups to say hello to him, yes, let me know. Of course, I got a big up. I am DJ Bass right here in Toronto. He's asking me if this is live. Hey, Strippity. It's live. It's live. You don't see the live in the corner. Yes, it is live, Bass. So thank you for joining us. I'm going to get right into these questions because I have so much to ask you. I've been a fan of like the rhythms and the music that you've made. And it's funny because I know who you are, but I don't know who you are, if that makes sense. I know of, your company, Precision, right? Precision Productions. I know you're the founding member. I know you're the CEO. I know you're all of those things. Talk to me about how you got the company started.
So Precision, wow, that's a long journey.
I can imagine.
Let me give you a simple answer. So pretty much the company was started because I think back, I can't give you years, but way back I was operating as Kasey Phillips, the producer.
Right.
And I wasn't really taking it serious. It was a hobby. I was coming home from school and just doing music in the evenings, and it's whatever. If I get paid, I get paid. If I don't get paid, whatever. I love
Right.
what I'm doing. It's cool. But I think the company side of things started from having to now brand myself.
Right.
I think I always give the funny story of me trying to get a loan from the bank, and they didn't want to give me a loan because I had $14 in my bank account, because everything we get is we get paid in person. So they was
Right.
like, well, we can't do this loan. We don't see any income. And
Yeah.
I
No
think that was
credit.
really, well, yeah, well, Trinidad do operate on credit like in
Mm,
the other countries, but still they had no credit history, no track record, and
right.
that's kind of what started me in like, wait, boy, I need to get serious. And that was the change. That was what caused it.
The
And
kick in the butt.
yeah,
That was it.
yeah, and then I had to get serious and start branding the company, doing bank accounts, the full works.
Yeah.
That'll be the answer I'll give you for now.
I like it, but it ended up having you to learn the business in the background too, all, how to do those things, tax and
Well,
registration and
yeah,
corporation
yeah,
and,
yeah, exactly,
such
exactly.
and such
And
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 so
back
on.
then, coming out of school, you didn't really know. We were guessing, so I had to kind of
Yeah.
figure things out as we go along.
Absolutely. And that's, I love school, but that's the one thing they don't teach you is how you do a corporation, how you just
Yep,
file your tax, how you just
yep,
get your paperwork to the bank and open up your accounts. It's those basic things I still think we need
yes,
just across
financial
the Caribbean.
literacy.
Yeah,
Yep.
100%. So let's
Hmm.
talk about that as we talk on your journey now. Everybody knows, your pops is Kenny Phillips, a very well-known Trinidadian music producer, owner of the KMP Music Lab, which you've worked in, and
Right,
CEO of WACK Radio 90.1 FM. So my
right.
question to you is, yes, you followed in your father's footsteps. I'm sure you're going to tell me why. And then I want to talk about, how you come out of your father's legacy, because, legacy is there, but how you branch off and make your own. So talk to me first about why you wanted to follow in his footsteps.
Well, that's a strange question to answer. I mean, to me, it was natural. There
Mm-hmm.
was, I mean, I could have done other things, but the natural law of order was to do music. I was
Yeah.
born into it. I was around it from small, and
Right.
I developed a love for it from young. Crawling in the studio and playing around and breaking stuff. So I mean, yeah, there was football and other things and computers and all of that, but it was always around music. So it's kind of hard to answer why.
Yeah. But I
I
get
mean,
it.
we know why.
Yeah.
But for me, there was no other choice at that point, and not
Right.
that it was forced. It was just the
The
natural way that.
natural, yeah, natural
Yeah,
evolution of who you are in the industry. And you're
yeah,
like all you guys, your whole family is musically inclined, because I saw, your sister's an artist. I think your brother Kyle, is he in it
yeah,
within the
yeah.
industry
My
as
brother
well?
Kyle is Bajan Republic. He produces as well. My sister just launched as an artist, Savannah. Well, my dad has the radio station. My mom is the manager of the radio station, but she still dabbles in writing calypsos and
Right.
singing little things here and there. So yeah, all of us have some hand to play in it, I would say.
I love that. And so let me talk about that. Like, because you're starting in this, or at the time when you were starting in the industry, you've got your dad's legacy over your head. So how do you get people, industry peers, artists, other peers who are producers, to take you seriously? Because I'm sure when you walk into a place and they don't see your pops, they're like, okay, so where is he? Oh, you're doing it? Oh,
Hmm.
okay. Like, how do
Well,
you
yeah,
how did you
that's
work with that?
exactly what happened. When
Mm,
I was young, he would say, "Yo, handle that session for me and go and sleep." And the
right.
client will come and they'll be like, "Well, where your father?"
Yeah.
Say, "Well, he's sleeping." And they'll say, "You know what you're doing? You sure you know what you're doing?" And bet your bottom dollar by the end of that session,
Yeah.
they want to work with me. They don't even want to work with him again. So I think it was kind of sink or swim. I mean, of course,
Yeah.
I had to know what I was doing,
Right.
otherwise I'd be fired from the start. But yeah, it was kind of sink or swim. I had to prove myself, and from there, build up my own clientele.
Yeah.
So simple things like from my dad working with Marshall, I would have gotten that in to do some Marshall sessions.
Right.
And even some of the Calypsonians, Rash Shorty, yeah, rest in peace, I worked with him
Yes.
from my dad. So it
Right.
was things like that, but I still had to prove that I know what I was doing. So I
Yeah,
had
of
some
course.
some form of talent.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank God for your talent, eh? So let me talk, like, for people, because we're in Toronto, like I said, a lot of people are fans of soca music. There's tons of us here, but people know of the name of your brand and your production company, but people don't know who you are. So let's talk about that. If people were to meet you and you were to describe your brand or the company, like somebody said, yo, what do you do? Like, how would you explain it to them?
How would I explain it?
We make music and
I
it's
actually have a
fun.
I actually have a video to do on this evening, yes, and I tried to do it yesterday and I was blank because I was like, how do I explain this?
Ah,
So we are production house slash label, and
right.
I'm gonna give you my politically correct answer.
Yes, tell me,
We
tell me.
take the sounds and the music of the Caribbean and bring it to the globe,
Ah,
right?
yes.
That's my politically refined answer.
Yes.
But outside of that, yeah, we produce soca, calypso, dancehall, reggae, anything Caribbean is what we
Yeah.
specialize in. Yes, we do other genres, but it's a production house slash label.
All right. That was good. That's good practice for later.
All right,
Not bad.
perfect. Yeah, I need to do this video
That's
today.
okay. We have this recorded, so you can look back at what you said, make some notes, and try the video again. Are
Yeah. As soon
are
as I come
you
off here, I'm gonna tackle that.
are you doing that for the website? Like, is that for the branding, or is that something you're posting on
No,
YouTube that's coming up?
we actually I don't even know if I could talk about this. We actually
Oh,
featured on my distributor's social media for I guess the label reggae what it is? Label of the month for reggae or something like
right.
that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the full works, but something like that. So some I have to do a video on that
That's
and just give
cool.
them a little explainer video, 60 seconds, and I was blank yesterday trying to do it. So
So here's your practice. There you go. I do want to give a shout out. I have a loyal follower that follows us, that locks in from Paris
oh wow.
in Europe. So he just said to tell you he loves your job and he says hello. He's a fan as well. His name is
Big up.
Stive V
Shout out to
Medias.
Paris.
I know,
Yeah.
right? Always locked on.
What time it is there, boy?
I think it's I think it's 8 o'clock in the evening. I know it's evening time.
Okay.
Stivey Medias, if you tell us what time it is, let us know in the
Yeah,
comments. I think
I
it's
seen the
8.
comments here.
You seen it? All right. So tell us now, for people who, are fans of you, who want to get into the business of what you do. I want to get to nitty gritty of what you do. What is a typical day like for you when you get up to, do your walk and get into the studio? What's a typical day like for you?
Well, my day doesn't start in the morning because I'm a night owl. Studio time is till 3, 4,
Yep.
5 in the morning. So I would say from 10, 11 in the morning, just get
Catch
ready.
a little nap.
Get ready, wake up, take it
Yeah.
easy. Breakfast, check emails, make sure there's no fires to out.
Yes.
Catch up on everything, and then either probably just I might do gym on that day, might not, and then head to the studio.
Right.
Most of the time is in the studio. Every now and again, I'll take a break and relax and probably do little staycations here and there, or go back home. But it's generally studio,
Right.
and revolved around networking or recording or producing. And then
So-
on Fridays, shameless plug, I have my stream with my little class that we do Friday Beats Lime.
Yes, I wanted to ask, you're still doing that because you
Yeah.
started that during the pandemic in January, made its premiere, correct?
Yeah.
And you're still doing that. That's awesome. So people need to
every Friday,
check that out. Every Friday at what time? Your time. What time
every
is that?
Friday, 4 p.m. Pacific in LA, which is 7 in Trinidad. Yeah, we do. It's just an informal class where I might build a beat, I might mix a song, and
And you pretty much take
in.
people through that, right?
Yeah,
How to
they
do
see the
it.
whole thing. The students pretty much see everything via Zoom, and
right.
they ask questions live as I'm doing it.
Right, of course.
It's crazy. Today I was looking at the amount of episodes, and it's every Friday since January, come all the way down, with the exception of like 1 or 2. So
Yeah,
it's
isn't that
crazy.
crazy?
We over like 15 episodes. So you could go back and look at any one once you sign up.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And where, if people wanted to look at those episodes, are they on your website? Or
Yeah,
are they
everything's
on
the website, precisionglobalmusic.com. Even on the Instagram, you could get a link to go to it.
Okay,
It's
good.
called Friday Beats Lime, which was pretty much the replacement for Audio Essentials because I was doing the workshops in person, the 5-day workshops. But with pandemic and everything shut down, I had to figure out a way to still do it in a cool way.
Yeah, of course.
So that was a replacement for that.
Nothing can get cooler than watching you do it live, especially for people, who are trying to get into the industry and seeing what you're doing. Like, that's the best way to learn. Like,
and I knew nothing about streaming, so that was a process by itself, like figuring out how to do this whole.
hey, you and me both, buddy. You and me both. Because I know my backside did not. You see all of this? Like, we have one guy that does art, but I didn't know any of this StreamYard.
Right.
I had to learn too. And you make,
right.
the pandemic, I think that was a good thing. And I think you might agree, like, as much as we're building our skills, it allowed us to build it more and forced us to change the way we were comfortable doing things,
Right.
So I love that.
Yeah, that's what I have my sound effects. It's all from the stream. I could just trigger my sound effects. If I knew I needed that, I could give you some.
Hey, I may have to link with you after because I need some. Because every time I start an interview, I want to do a sound effect, and it's just me, and it's just sounding a little hot mess now. I can't keep doing that. So speaking on this and the things that you're doing, how are you staying relevant? Like, how are you finding your musical inspirations of late? Where are you looking for that? That's always a hard question.
Yeah, well, not really. With the pandemic, and I hate to keep going back to this word because I'm tired hearing it by now, but with the shutdown of everything, I think it forced a lot of us in the Caribbean to start thinking outside of the box.
Yeah.
Even though, not saying we weren't before, but now it was like, okay, we have time to focus on this.
Yes.
And I think with that, I started to drift away from the regular soca, if I wanna call it that.
Yeah.
So it gave me time to experiment and dive into different things, start listening different music.
Right.
So that's where I've been. That would be coming soon.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a little left field.
Oh, is this a little exclusive you're dropping me right now?
I'm only talking about it. It's going to be a little left field, a little experimental, but I think now is a time where we needed the change.
Right.
But especially with Carnival being so iffy.
Yeah.
Nobody knows when it's coming back, if it's coming back. I mean, it would at some point, but I think it forced all of the creatives in the Caribbean to figure out life outside of Carnival. As crazy as that might sound. So that's what I've been focusing on.
Oh, I can't wait. Okay, so now I'm gonna ask, like, you're working on it. You have a plan to put it out this year. You're looking maybe next year.
I would say towards the end of the year into next year.
Okay.
There's no rush, and I kind of taking my time to make sure that it makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I can't be too left field and miss the whole boat.
Yeah,
it's
of course.
Kind of this weird, yeah. But yeah, I've been on that. I mean, still researching, learning, figuring out ways to upgrade and strengthen the sound of soca.
Absolutely.
Of course, not ignoring that, but still want to try some experimental stuff as well.
Yeah, 100%. That's the only way to grow. I love that. So let me ask you, instead of maybe asking artists, let me ask maybe genre in your playlist, because you are experimenting and listening to other people. What kind of, maybe of the top 3 genres or something that you're listening to now that people wouldn't expect from you?
I could tell you right now. Playlist.
Oh, I love it.
So I have a lot of Galimatias, Troy Boy. No, it's gonna be really random, eh?
Oh wow, you're left and right.
Pink Sweats, Snow Allegra.
Yeah, she's awesome, man. Pink Sweats is good
Major.
Too. Major's always somebody. I mean, I love them too because of the way they experiment as well.
Exactly.
And then, the features that they do with different artists is always so cool to hear Major do their stuff. I love that.
Yeah, so it's
all over. Oh, I love it. I love it. All right.
I've been heavy into They as well, an R&B group called They. Yeah, more on that wave of things.
And do people, like, because you are who you are, do people send you a lot of like artists through social media, or do you get tons of email where they're like, yo, check this one out? And how do you filter through that? Like, how do you know?
Not really. I'll get more so beats and songs to review.
Right.
But not so much playlist recommendations. I mean, I have friends who I trust who would send something and be like, let me check this out.
Yeah.
But I don't get tons of that.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Okay. Yeah. So it's more beats and production. That makes sense.
Yeah. Or mixes to listen.
Of course. Yeah. Check this out. Let me know what you think. Give me an honest opinion. Do you ever hate that where it says, okay, give me an honest opinion? You're like, shit. if I give you my honest opinion, you might not like what I have to say. Like, does that,
Oh,
you ever dread that?
that's all the time, all the time, all the time.
Has there ever been where you've given an opinion, you're like, this person hasn't talked to you ever since?
I think people know now
Yeah.
that when they send something, I'm gonna give them the real. So it's kind of like,
Well,
I
it's
like
gotta
this
be, right?
song, but
But
I think it could fix this. But
yeah.
I think they know now. I mean, if you ask an honest opinion, you're gonna get honest opinion. So
And that's it. If you can't take the honesty, well, welcome to the industry. Like, you're not going to survive, right? That's what it
yeah, but
is.
I try my best now to kind of to ease the blow,
Soften
because
the blow?
not everybody can take it, and it's end up in some weird, as you say, some weird reactions. So I
Right.
try now.
So we have a cool question in the comments from DJ Bass here in Toronto. Big up Bass. That's one of my homeboys. He says every year soca samples evolve in various styles and genres. So if you had to pick or have a vibe, where do you think it's going next?
Where it's going next?
That's a good question. It's tough.
I have a biased answer.
Let me hear. I'm sure Bass would want to hear it too.
Without giving out too much, just watching the trends of where music is at now, I think soca is going to slow down. I know we had a big uptick in power and small island soca and wildness, which was great.
Yes. It had a good run, absolutely.
Yeah, no, that's great for the small islands and all the Dennery segments and all those things. But I want to believe it's going to slow down again, and get back to being less.
Yeah.
Try not to give too much. That's my opinion. I could be wrong, but get back to being less.
All right, Bass, let me know how you feel with that answer, because that's a good answer. And speaking of different things, I did want to talk about one thing that I saw you did during the pandemic, Soca Kids, which was so cool, where you did the kid-friendly Soca, you did the Carnival Party Volume 1.
Right.
Can we expect that maybe down the road in the future, you might have time to do a volume 2? Because that was really nice. Like, explain to the people who don't know, because I did my research, obviously. Explain to them what Soca Kids was. Or is.
Soca Kids was an initiative between Precision and Advocate Productions, where we saw the void in the market for kid-friendly soca content. I think I had friends at the time when my son wasn't born yet, but I had friends at the time who kids were singing soca songs with adult lyrics.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's not cool.
Yeah.
and then it kind of dawned on me, like, we have no kid-friendly soca content, and we have all the songs. We just need to clean up some of the lyrics and just make it happen. And between myself and Kit, we had a bunch of songs in our catalog already, and it was like, let's try something and see what we could do.
Yeah.
And then Stephen Taylor with RNS Productions came on the visual front to do the music video and the whole casting for the kids. It was a cool process, because so many kids showed up, and we were even surprised that so many kids wanted to even do this.
Right.
So that was cool. The unfortunate thing was the whole pandemic and the shutdown. As soon as we launched, that happened, so we couldn't really follow up with events and the full rollout that we wanted to. But of course, I think we will get back to it at some point when we could gather again, because Soca Kids is very it's heavily based on kids and gathering and having fun. So right now we can't do that. Well, at least in Trinidad. So until we could do that again, then
And I loved it because I saw Cheers for Life, one of your that you've had your hands in by voice, and I saw the video that you did with the kids and how the lyrics change, and it's very friendly.
Right.
I was like, this is so awesome, because you're right. Like, how many times have I seen nieces, nephews, cousins all singing lyrics? I'm like, no, you shouldn't be saying that. So if anybody wants to listen to Carnival Party Volume 1, it is on Spotify and streaming platforms. So check that out. Shameless plug for you. Soca Kids, it's so cool. And anybody looking to have their kids,
it's live. Yeah, it's everywhere. You can search anywhere. YouTube, all the digital platforms. Soca Kids with a Z.
With a Z, yeah. Soca Kids with a Z. And speaking of more music, you have been involved in so many rhythms in the soca scene. Like, I can't name all of them, but the ones I'm I know I'm familiar with and I love is like the Antilles, Paradise, Jam Band, Lip Service. I love. What a great, Patrice on that one was great. Do you have in your own like any favorite rhythm that you did, or if you don't want to be biased, any favorite story you can share making one of those rhythms? I stumping you today hard, eh?
No, I came prepared with my questions. I just thinking if I want to change the answer. I'm gonna give a different answer. Actually,
Okay.
no. I'll give you two.
Okay.
Antilles will always hold a special place because Antilles was kind of the breakthrough rhythm that kind of
Yep.
started everything. That was when I just returned from Los Angeles, and that whole thing was an experiment as well.
Right.
A songwriting experiment, which worked. So that kind of started that whole revolution of songwriters in soca.
Yeah.
But also your bad rhythm has an interesting story because your bad rhythm came from what we just spoke about with the uptick of island soca,
Yes.
and it was kind of analyzing the market and saying, okay, I could do pretty groovy like Antilles,
Yeah.
but that's not what working right now.
Right.
So it's kind of like, all right, how can I blend these two and make Wajang soca for people to get on like
Yes.
Wajangs, but still keep it with the
Kind
soul
of.
of the groovy soca. So it was kind of
Right.
like this blend up of an influence of those two things, and it worked.
Yeah, it did work. I saw the pretty
It was a
song,
little
pretties on that
yeah,
song, right?
it was a little out of the norm for precision, but it worked. So that's the two I would point out. I mean, all of them have stories, but that's the two I would point out.
And anybody looking for those rhythms, obviously you can go to Precision Productions YouTube. I know it's on there as well. They have you
Yeah,
have the video for Yabad is right there as soon as you click onto it. And I
right.
love that track. That track is so even like, how many years later, like 2 years or a year and a half later, it's still pumping for me. So
Yeah.
kudos to you for, coming outside of your box. I love that. And talking about, because, LA is where you're at, congratulations on the studio. You have the branding there, Crystal Room Studio. Congratulations on that. I know I read an article where you had gotten a bit of a Wells Fargo grant as well to assist with. So like that's an awesome fleet. Why LA? And how is it going now with the studio, especially that things are starting to slowly open up?
Well, LA is the hub of music and film. I mean, yeah, there are cities like Atlanta and Miami, New York, but LA is really the hub of music.
Yeah.
So that was an obvious choice. But aside from that, LA, I kind of fell in love with LA back in 2010 because of the weather. There's beaches. I could drive to Malibu right now if I wanted. There's a mixture of scenes that you could get into.
Yeah.
And it's the closest thing to the Caribbean, even though it's far to fly here. I hate flying here.
Oh
But
man.
yeah, but being here, I fell in love with the city, and
Yeah.
it made the most sense.
Right.
If the mission is to take Caribbean music across the globe, I think LA makes the most sense. And now with the
Yeah.
mission, with the Grammys and all these things, it just makes the most sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the best answer to give you why LA.
And I love that because you helped me. What was
What
the
was the
other
second
part?
question? Yeah, yeah, you
How's
had
it
it.
going with the Crystal Room Studio?
Oh,
Because now
right.
that the studio's open, what's been going on? If people are there, they can come. Like, what? How does it
Yeah,
work
well,
now?
LA is pretty much open. I mean, they're trying to close it back again, but yes, the studio is pretty much open. Finally, so we slowly
Congrats.
starting rentals and kind of getting it up and pumping. But I've been in here working ever since January because I was kind of scared with the whole rental thing and clients and COVID and all of
Right.
that. But the studio is here, and this is yeah, we about to figure this out
Yeah, of
and
course.
see how this goes from this end. But it's really more so a hub for networking,
Right.
especially from the Caribbean music front, bringing artists in, bringing producers and bringing engineers in to network and kind of showcase the music
I
and
love
make
that.
those connections to get in and penetrate this market over here.
100%, absolutely. Tell people where they can find the Crystal Room Studio on social media, because I know you have the Instagram as well, right? So, and
Yeah,
anybody who
Chris is
visited,
Crystal Room
beautiful.
Studio on Instagram. The website is crystalroom.studio.
Okay,
And you can
awesome.
see everything about the studio. Yeah.
I love that. And in your answer, you actually led me to my next question. The Grammys, of course, LA is always the hub for the Grammys. The 64th annual Grammy Awards are coming up 2022. I believe it's January. And for people who don't know and don't pay attention, there is a new category called Best Global Music Performance, which I'm excited about because I know it means possibility, but I want your opinion on it. What do you think that's going to mean for soca music, artists, the Caribbean in general, for what we do? What's your opinion on that?
So to explain that, I know the terms always confuse people. Best, what is it? I
Best
always get it
global
wrong too.
music performance.
Right.
That's what the
Best global
category
music
says.
performance. So best global music performance is pretty much a singles and track category. So to give some background on that, right now the entire Caribbean diaspora, we have to enter stuff in the Grammys either under world or reggae, depending on where it fits. So now with this introduction of best global music performance being a singles category, soca and most Caribbean music is a singles genre. We do a lot of singles. We don't do a lot of albums. So it's great for us that we can now push all our singles into this category and not have to shadow under reggae. No disrespect to reggae, but it's just, it doesn't match.
Yeah, exactly.
We had to do it. We have to do it in certain things right now because that's just how it is. But now with this, we could now fuel all our singles, and we have thousands of singles every year.
Yes.
So it's great. I mean, even to get a new category, shout out to the guys who helped work on that, Marlon, Sean from the Grammys. That was a huge accomplishment because even when I started on this journey in 2017, somewhere there, a lot of the guys at the Grammys was like, yo, this is going to take 4 years to champion a genre or to lobby for a genre. So I'm actually surprised this got in so quick. But a lot of guys had plenty work they put behind this. But yeah, it's great. I'm curious to see what it would do, how it would work.
Me too. Yeah.
We just got a bunch of producers in as members, and that we keep championing for that cause to get more people to sign up and be members that could vote, because if we don't have voting members to vote for the music, it's not going to make it past the first round.
Yeah.
So we had about 16 to 20 producers and a few artists here and there that joined this year. I hope we could even cross 50 next March, because we need the numbers. We need everybody. Even I keep making this point to tell persons like yourself, even journalists and media houses could join to be members to vote.
Oh, okay.
Exactly. So I just learned that within the last month.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you mightn't have commercially released music, but you could join as a journalist and say, hey, I do XYZ ABC, and they will allow you to vote.
Oh, after this, I'm gonna connect with you because I'm definitely interested in that.
We need more of that, because aside from just the musicians and the artists and the writers, we need the media houses, the journalists to come in and vote, and even put out articles saying, hey, it's open for voting, because it's only a short window, and I missed it already too, because it's usually hard to track down to know unless you on it. So it's a short window. You go on, you vote online, and you cast your vote. It goes a long way, because I think like 2018 there was only 2 soca albums in, and they wouldn't make it past the first, not even the first round, past the entry phase,
man,
because there's no votes, there's nobody to vote on it.
And because people don't understand it, right? I don't expect people who are on these committees to understand what soca music is. So you're right.
Exactly.
We definitely need the representation. By all means, I will connect with you after, because I would love to, because I work, for me, I work in radio in Toronto. So I have my own radio show. So we can now use that platform to push that.
Of course.
And then connect with my other colleagues.
As simple as, hey guys, the Grammys is open now. We have XYZ songs as soca in global performance. We encourage all the members who can't vote to go and vote. Simple as that will make the world of a difference.
Oh, 100%.
But we don't have that conversation going on right now. So we're trying slowly to change that.
Well, include people like me in that conversation. I will help push the narrative. That's what we're here for. 100%. Because like you said, no diss to reggae or any other, Caribbean, but like soca needs its own. We need to be representative. Like it needs to happen. And if now is the time, then we need more people to be aware. Because like you said, not enough people are aware of what's going on in the background. And that's the reason I brought up this question, because I thought it would be a good platform to start the conversation and continue the narrative. So thank you for sharing that. I'm so excited.
Sure.
In the comments, we have a question for you from Anthony Cole Music. He says, given that Kasey is a pioneer of soca and pushing the soca music globally, does he feel any pressure to continue to raise the bar on his success and represent Trinidad?
I wouldn't use the word pressure. I would say it's more so obligation or responsibility at this point.
Right.
Because to me it's easy to switch. I could switch and do trap and do rap all day 24/7 and be fine, but that's not me.
Right.
I don't know the culture like that. I know it a little bit, but I don't live and breathe that culture, so that's not me. So I would say it's more so a responsibility and obligation to keep pushing and taking the music from Trinidad out.
Right.
The same way this Grammy mantle was unofficially passed on to me by Martin Raymond. It's just a responsibility.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it comes with the territory, and it may not be me. It could be 10 years from now, the first Trini would win their Grammy, but at least I put some effort forward to help pave that way, and that's my take on it. I just think it's a responsibility. No,
I love that. Yeah, it's a great way to put it. I agree with that. So thank you, Anthony Cole Music, for asking that question. I did want to talk about too, since we're talking about, pushing the music, teaching people, your website actually has courses, teachable courses for people who want to get into this industry. Tell people what they can expect from the workshops that are on your website and where they can get that.
Right. So the workshops that are on the website is the same audio essentials that we did live. And it was so funny that we were doing it live, and then the last one in Trinidad, I was like, you know what, I want to record this and package it into a course.
Right.
And then the shutdown happened. So it kind of worked out perfectly.
Right.
Imperfectly, but
yeah.
The course is pretty much starting from the basics of setting up a studio, what you need, audio interface, microphone, acoustics, all the way up to production, mixing, mastering. We have a little bit on songwriting,
right?
A little bit on mastering itself, but we also touch on the business side, simple things like business etiquette, how to respond to email, because trust me, that's a dying art form in this.
Yeah, man, you better believe that.
The legal, well, we couldn't record the legal side, but I touched on some of the practices, and then we've included marketing. We had Danny Washington and Catherine talk about marketing and what's your story on Instagram and how to position yourself on social media. So it's kind of like a full encompassing workshop. It's not just music. It's all the other parts to go along with that as well.
And this is why I love what you do and who you are, because there's not enough of us growing together. And the fact that you've made this content available for people who want to get into the scene and want to produce or engineer or start or do whatever, like to have those platforms available through your website is awesome. So anybody looking for it, I did find the website. I believe it's precision.teachable.com.
Right. Well, yeah, if you just go to Precision site, everything is linked from Precision site. So yeah.
I love that. And since we're talking about this, for anybody starting off in the business, do you have any advice for how you would recommend they build a successful customer base, whether that customer base is, I'm producing and I need to build a customer base of writers, or I need to build a customer base of musicians? How would somebody start that? Because that's always difficult for people.
Customer base. Ooh. From the production end or the writing end, you're going to have to do a lot of spec work, a lot of free work, just to get your name out and start. That's just what comes with it. A lot of rhythms, a lot of beats, just hold that, take that, release that. That's how you would start. Build your customer base. Ooh, nobody ever asked me that question.
Well, thank you. I aim to please.
So you start building your customer base. I think that's the first way to get your name out. Of course, you have to do the regular stuff: social media, good photos, good story.
Yeah.
You could even start doing. I don't want to go too educational, but you could even do little tidbits of you making some of the beats, get people
Right.
subscribe to your brand and to what you do. If you build beats on a beach on a laptop with the water behind you, then
Yeah.
let people subscribe to that and you start building your customer base because that's what they expect from you.
Right.
But yeah, whatever your story is, you wanna get fans and customers to subscribe to that.
I love that. Thank you for
And
sharing
then
that.
my usual advice is always master your craft. If you wanna
Mm-hmm.
produce, if you wanna be a graphic artist, if you wanna be a lawyer, go and do a course or go and do a degree or go and
Yeah.
do some kind of Linda or Udemy course online, at least to get some qualifications in it. You
Yes.
can't say you're a producer and you don't know basic music theory to some degree,
Right.
or even the software you're using. You wouldn't believe how many times guys come with problems. I can't get this to work, and they don't know the software that they use every day.
Right. Yeah, they're not
It's
building their
crazy to
skills,
me.
right? Because things
Yeah,
change, like
exactly,
software updates, Pro Tools does updates,
exactly. Yeah,
SoundForge, Adobe Audition, like there's things that
right.
change. I know with me, we edit at the station, so definitely you have to keep building your skill by knowing what the hell
Yeah,
you're working on,
yeah.
right? So
Even get certified in the software. So like Logic, Pro
right.
Tools, Ableton. You could do a quick 1 day, 2 days certification just in that software, and it makes a world of a difference.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? For people who don't know, I found it's through it's an app, but it's called Corsa, and they have different courses, whether it's marketing and branding, and you want to do that stuff as well. If it's not, because
Right.
production and stuff is different.
It sounds similar to Skillshare.
Yeah, it's similar.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
So you can sign up for free, and then there's courses you can take for free, and then if you want,
Right.
you pay for aspects
Right.
of it to get certified. So people just need to. We are in an age where everything is so accessible so quickly by your fingertips.
Yeah.
So absolutely.
There's no excuse.
Yeah, there really isn't. 100%. I got to big up Sherry Hunt. She said, congratulations to you. Of course, the opening of the new studio in LA. I got one more question from Anthony Cole Music. This one's a good question. He's like, what are some of the most challenging aspects of being in the music industry, and how do you navigate those challenges?
That's a wide open question. Most challenging aspects of being in the music industry. Um, whew. See, there's a few answers for that.
Yeah, there can be. I know from other interviews I've had, people sometimes talk about relationship building, and that can be, it's different because you're always dealing with different personalities. That's just what it is. That's life.
Well,
So
yeah,
you have to.
that was the first answer I was going to go to, but I was like, let me not go for the drama answer.
Right.
Let me stay politically correct. Challenging aspects of being in the music industry. I mean, from a production end and being a producer, I would say finishing finishing projects and connecting with the relevant artists is always a challenge.
Right.
I could have songs and I think this person or that person sounds good on it, and they don't always see your vision, or it doesn't always work out, be it business, be it legalities, be it timing, be it whatever it might be.
Right.
So that's a challenge that I think everybody face in a game. How do you navigate that? If I had the answer to that, I'd be rich.
Right.
I would say some people get set on what a project or product should be. So like, I make this song for this artist and only this artist could sing that,
Right.
nobody else. I think always prepare yourself for a B and a C and even a D artist. If this one don't work there, figure out what you're gonna do. So all right, I want to sell this song to A artist, but they not answer it or they don't like it. All right, so then what am I gonna do? Am I going to take this song and own it for myself and then invest this with unknown artists and then push this as my project? Like, don't just let it sit down and just do nothing. So
Right.
you have to have backup plans for the backup plans, just in case the first goal doesn't work out.
Yeah, that's true.
That's my answer for that.
I like that.
Now there are lots of challenges there, but we will stay.
We'll stay away
there.
from all the other stuff. But you're right, backup plans, because I think that goes across anything you do, whether it's music, whether you're in a day-to-day job, business, you're an entrepreneur. You definitely have to have backup plans, because you can't always anticipate every unknown, but you can try and plan for what may or may not come. So that's great advice. I did want to talk about this too. We talk about, workshops, conferences. You're always doing research on you. I can see that you've been the front man to talk at conferences and seminars. You've done the beat making production type entrepreneurship seminars or workshops. Are you okay with being in front of the camera? Do you prefer being behind the scenes?
I think no, I don't have a choice. I have accepted this responsibility.
You are the
If it
face of the
was like
brand, man. That's what you get.
5 years ago, you wouldn't be able to get me to do this. I would have said 3 words and said bye. But no, no, I have no choice. I think it comes to a point now where the brand is me, and I have to be the face to push it and to connect with people, especially things like the Grammy stuff, all
Yeah.
these things. Your face have to be there to champion the cause. So I can't get away from it. If I
No.
had my way, I would be behind the scenes hiding all day.
And
But
you have somebody else speak for you.
exactly. But I can't. I can't do that right now.
Well, if
Not
you
yet.
ever need a brand pusher, I'm here for you.
Perfect.
I
Perfect.
gotta ask, what I know we talked about what inspires you, but what, like, doing this and loving music the way it does, how do you just feel motivated every day?
I have a desire to always want to innovate. I like to be the first at doing certain things or bringing things to the game first. And it's just more so I see the industry and I see what it's missing or where it could be or where it could grow. So I was like, all right, this needs this. Let's try this. Let's try and keep pushing. So
Yeah.
that's where I find my inspiration to just keep going. I want to innovate. If I do a beat, I want it to sound like something nobody ever did before.
Yeah.
I want my bass to always be the biggest bass. So I get this room and these speakers to sound crazy. So when I finish mix my rhythms, it's supposed to sound like. So it's just always there's always that push to innovate or be the first at or to try something different.
I love that. And this is my last question. What's kind of next for you? What's next for the company? So we know you're working on something. Something will come
Right.
out. We know
Right.
that. Anything
Yeah.
else? Any other projects you got in the wing, or any other big artists you
Yeah,
might be working with?
we have some stuff that we kind of paused because of watching the scene. So those will come out soon. But yeah, this special project is is quite interesting.
I
I
see it
think
all over your face.
yeah, they're either gonna say I completely off my rockers or this is incredible. It's gonna
Right.
be either one. It's not no in between. So that's coming. I'm really taking my time to perfect that because I have the time now.
Yeah.
And then I'll still do some of the Soca stuff coming in between. With this studio here, of course, more linkages, more collaborations. Yeah, and just connecting and trying to expand as much as we can.
Yeah, of course. I'm excited for you. This is exciting. And as a fan, I always say this in every interview. As a fan, I'm looking forward to what you put out next because I followed the evolution of the rhythms and the things that you've done as a
Right.
production. But like I said, I know of you, but I never knew who you were. So
Right.
now that I know,
Yeah,
I'm even more excited.
I was hiding all the time. So
right? Let people know where they can find you on social media, where they can find Precision Production on social media. Talk to the people then.
well, Precision is Instagram, Facebook, all social media, Twitter, just Precision Prod, Precision Productions. My social media is Kasey_Kasey. Website is precisionglobalmusic.com. Studio is Crystal Room Studio on Instagram. Yeah, not that hard to find. All the music on all the stores. Just search Precision Productions. You'll see everything come up. And yeah, we come in soon with some special stuff.
I love it. Between DJ Bass, Sherry Hunt, Anthony Cole Music, they're all like, can't wait for the new projects. So it's exciting. And thank you for letting us know here on the Zone. Nobody knew.
I haven't actually spoken about it anywhere. So
hey, that's what we do on the Zone. We break exclusive. See, I get y'all so comfortable that you slip, and then it's like, oh, you got to tell me a little something about it. So thank you so much for locking on. It is your girl MCNadzzz. This was the first episode of season 5 of the Zone. Kasey Phillips here from Precision Productions. So honored. Thank you so much for being our first guest for the season, and thank you to everybody who locked on. If anybody's
thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. And of course, to find Planet Soca, you can find us on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. Just search Planet Soca. And if you're looking for me, you can find me at MCNadzzz with 3 Zs because I think I'm fancy. Find me on all social media, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, everywhere you can find me. Again, Kasey Phillips, thanks you so much for being here. It was awesome.
You.
Great interview. All right,
care.
everybody have a good day. We'll catch you next week, Saturday. It will be episode 2 of The Zone. See you then.